My typical day, so I'll just talk through my current client. So I'll get out to their office early in the morning, sit down, see the emails that have come through overnight, get a little bit of a few things lined up. Then we'll generally, while we're on a project, we'll have a stand-up. If you're familiar with Agile Consulting, you'll know what that word means. 15 minutes, go through what's been done, what's going to happen, and what's slowing us down. If there's anything slowing us down, how do we solve it? That'll involve me, my team, and the client team as well. Then, once that's over, sit down, get through the work, start powering through what's assigned to you, hopefully move a few things from in progress to done, help anyone else who's struggling to move things from in progress to done. And just as an example today, so this afternoon I'll be doing a showcase, which is probably one of the most fun parts, one of the most interesting parts, because obviously you're getting to build things to solve problems, but this is where you actually get to show it to the client and you get to get that feedback and that that little bit of a golf clap. I used to have a mentor who'd call this, you always want to make sure you've got sugar in your coffee, and he said these are the opportunities where you get to make sure you get a little bit of sugar. Currently I'm working on a state government client. I think I can safely say they're a safety regulator. That's going to be about a 6-month project for us to get the sort of business continuity stood up. After that, it may continue for a bit longer. Prior to this, I was working on a higher education institute. That was quite interesting. I was interstate for 3 months. I've worked on trucking companies, I've worked in financial institutions, and I've worked in more higher education institutions, and obviously IT consultancies as well. So there's a lot of variety, which is what keeps me interested. I would actually say the most useful thing I look for in my team. Certifications are great and are really important. What I really like to see in my team is people who enjoy solving problems. If you like solving problems, you'll find yourself interested in getting the certifications. Whereas if you've just got the certs but you're not interested in solving problems, it's a slightly different. Both can work, but it's really nice when you're working with someone, particularly someone who's relatively new. I've got a few grey hairs, so occasionally I'm working with people who are a bit new, and you get to see these really sort of bright-eyed, they don't have the certs yet, but they just really love solving the problems. They love getting in front of the client and seeing the client say, wow, thank you so much, this is going to change the way we do business. Working here, I get to work with some really great people. I enjoy the people that I work with. So the main thing for me when I'm working on these projects is the people I get to interact with, the guys who have a lot more technical skill perhaps than I do, and I'm really impressed by the work that they do, but also quite rewarding seeing some of the junior guys come through and sitting down and facing a problem, and you see that blank look, and then after time you see them face a similar problem, and then immediately you get the reward of seeing how they're going to solve it. If I had to pick my favourite project, the one I'm currently on right now, has a lot of pretty interesting technology. There's a big geospatial component. There's a lot of regulatory compliance. We need to be careful about data sovereignty and things like that. There's nothing onerously complex, but there's just a lot of interesting moving pieces. That's a tricky one. I'd probably recommend, there's a lot out there. You're going to have choices and there's different things to look at. The number one thing I'd do is I'd say, I'd like to speak to some of your clients, or even if you don't want to ask the consulting partner, I want to speak with some of your clients, have a look around. Generally speaking, when we wrap up a project, you'll see things on social media, LinkedIn profiles, sometimes from us. Our marketing team does love to blow the trumpet, but you'll also see feedback from the clients themselves, and it's usually, thank you, this is really good. So have a look around, have a look at the social media presence of the potential partner and see what you can find.